Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And I guess we'll talk about the new Mandalorian and Grogu trailer. People are kind of like, why didn't you show that during the Super Bowl?
Yeah, pretty much, but I'm amused. You have the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer on this Movie Web article, but they used Pedro Pascal's face without the mask on.
And he looks very unamused.
They made sure in the trailer that he has his helmet off.
Yes.
A whole bunch. I thought he had to go through all the stuff last time to atone for that. And now they're just doing it again.
Well, they have to remind people that he's still in this franchise.
Do we have to?
No, actually, you probably get more people come to the theater if you just forgot he was the Mandalorian. Because he doesn't have to be. You literally could replace the man. Like, he doesn't even do most of the scenes.
He's probably not the Mando for most of the movie.
He's not.
Probably some stunt double.
So, we'll talk about this. Look, I got to be honest. I am going to be biased against anything Star Wars at this point because I am so checked out from Star Wars that I don't even think there's any hope for me. I think I'm too far gone.
I'm less biased than you, but it does to me seem like it's just season 4, like, because you're seeing so many different things in all these trailers. There's like so many different elements of stories that it's hard to me to picture all this being in like a quick movie.
Yeah.
It seems like it was meant to be across like a larger story arc, and it's kind of off-putting. But I'm also seeing things like, oh, here's Dave Filoni's characters that you really like, and oh look, there's an AT-AT. Oh look, there's Baby Yoda, but now he's in the pram again. He's in those, Oh, and then look, you liked it when he ate the cookies, right? He's doing that again. Look,
yep.
He did the thing. And that's kind of how it feels. And I mean, I'm not anti this movie as much as you. I'll probably go see it to review it because I'm a little more, not as jaded as you are. And I don't think it looks absolutely terrible. But I also think it looks kind of like a lot of, they did the thing moments. And it looks like a lot of stuff crammed into one movie.
And you take into consideration the AT-AT walkers and the huts.
And I love AT-AT walkers.
And it really does feel like we just kind of threw everything we think people like. We'll talk about the reactions to it. The reactions to this, though, are better, honestly, than I thought they were going to be.
Oh, no, they're pretty good because they're always like, why didn't you just run this one during the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I have thoughts on it, and I don't really have a lot of hope for it, but whatever. That's my opinion. So before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
So Movie Web has an article. I love that they use his just not amused face.
Well, that's how I look every time I see Pedro Pascal. I'm just like, can we just like stop with him?
So for those of you who didn't watch the trailer, it's got the Mandalorian and Grogu in it, and a lot of Grogu doing cute Grogu baby stuff. Okay,
a couple things here. The closest they've got to crossover with Star Wars, the closest they got, we talked before about how it's a male-dominated brand. Yeah. The closest they've got to crossing over into female-focused was with the Mandalorian and Grogu. And some people are going to say it's because of Pedro Pascal. I'm going to argue it's because of Grogu, because he's like a little baby, he's cute, and women are going to be like, oh my God. I admit this because I'm one of those women. But I'm just saying, I think that they're trying to be like, well, if we do this and focus in heavily on how cute he is, and oh, look, there's Pedro Pascal. I think they're hoping to cross this one over. So they could be like, oh, look, see, the Force is female. We told you.
Yeah, okay, so my biggest complaint actually is aesthetic. Well, one thing that I noticed about this movie compared to the previous couple of Star Wars projects is everything has this weird brown-green tint to it. And like every scene you go to, like even here, everything just looks very kind of muddy. I don't know. I can't quite put my finger on it, but like this
it's probably because that's the color scheme they used for the show. Like that was the focus.
Did it look that muddy? Because it's been so long since I've watched it. I don't remember it looking that mud. I mean, it's just a very like drab.
Everybody's excited, I guess, because it's Martin Scorsese. That's the one character, like the vendor in the beginning.
Oh, okay, it's Martin Scorsese. Oh my God!
After he had a hissy about Marvel or about
I thought he hated it. Oh, so this forearm guy is actually Scorsese.
Yeah, so that's what people said. Yeah.
That guy. Okay. All right. It's like a forearm babu frick. But yeah, we got Hutts, and we got those are the Hutt twins, I think, that were in the Boba Fett. There's a lot of Dave Filoni verse in this.
A lot of Dave Filoni verse.
And people were like, okay, so this is going to probably tie into Ahsoka, and this is going to tie in, you know what I'm saying?
Because he really wants to really push his characters.
His OCs.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I can't get excited. And even this show, like I love the first two seasons of The Mandalorian, and then it came off the rails, and then all the backlash with Gina Carano. And basically, at this point, I think what ruined Star Wars for me isn't even Star Wars itself. It's the people making it. People making it that ruined it for me, that I don't even want to give it a chance.
They're
because
fans, you know.
I mean, I'm hoping now that they have a changing of the guard at Lucasfilm and at Disney at the top, that maybe they'll knock that shit off. But I think it's going to take a long time to fix Star Wars, if you can even fix it. I think Star Wars was so intrinsically part of George Lucas that I don't know if you really can separate the two.
No, that being said, starting out with the first movie in 7 years in the theaters being Mandalorian and Grogu was probably a safe choice. And it's probably
it was the safest choice.
It's probably a smart choice. I mean, if I'm being honest, it's probably a smart choice because, you know, a lot of people really like season 3, they kind of dropped off a cliff. As long as they can capture season 1 and 2 again, it might work.
Yeah, I mean,
I think he's cute. So, I mean, I'm biased in that regard. I find him absolutely adorable.
Yeah. Oh my God, are they going to try to explain where the First Order came from? Because they're talking about preventing another war.
That would be nice to have some explanations in here.
It only took us, 10, 12 years to get around to explaining the damn First Order. People are like, well, it's in the books and the games and the tie-in stuff. I'm like,
not doing it.
Nobody's reading that stuff, right? So
I used to. I don't now. I don't bother.
I don't even know how I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know how you fix Star Wars. I have no idea. I think that the fandom is so jaded. I don't think I'm gonna be honest, kids today don't give a shit about Star Wars.
Yes, I agree with you, which is why I think another reason they're doing it this way, because this comes across as like a kid's Star Wars movie.
Kind of.
Everything's just so like green. But then they have him shooting people, so who knows? But it just seems like it's more one that people take their kids to.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, they pull his helmet off. That's
yes, they do. Okay. They pull it off.
Right.
We have to make sure that his helmet's off because you have to see that it's him.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's contractually required.
Contractually required. So I don't know. I mean, people aren't hating on this one like they were.
No, they're more mad that we didn't get that this wasn't teased during the Super Bowl. They're more mad like, right. What the hell? Why didn't you just go with? Why didn't you lead with this one?
68,000 upvotes to 5,000 downvotes so far.
But there hasn't been, it's been hours and it's not even hit 2 million views. It's like 1.7 some million views. I'm surprised by that. You think it'd be a lot higher by now.
So Star Wars, here's the thing. Here's what Disney has done to Star Wars. They have made it just another science fiction franchise. Yeah. It's no longer the biggest thing. It used to be Star Wars.
Not as special as it used to be.
No, Star Wars was everybody's like, oh, MCU. I'm like, no, you don't understand. Star Wars back in the day at the height of its popularity was bigger than the MCU.
But to be fair, massive. If we're going to be fair, we have way, way, way more movies and stuff now than we did then. So, by default, it was going to be huge because there wasn't a lot of options. It legitimately was big. And it wasn't because there was a lot of options. It wasn't a lot of options. It was big. I'm just saying that, now it's harder for people who weren't around then to get that concept. And understand how big it is, because we can't. The MCU is the closest thing I could think of, and even then, you said it's big, but it's hard to understand that concept because it wouldn't. If it was then, was now, it wouldn't do as well.
That's true. Star Wars paved the way for all of that, though. All the the fantasy science fiction, big budget tentpole movies. And it's weird because I try to explain to the kids, even in the 80s, and I think a lot of it is because we had less, like you said, less choice. I don't think it's so much that things were vastly superior. I think a lot of things were superior then because a lot of them were new and they came from a kind of personal.
Well, they did. It was new. It was a period of making your own shit up instead of rehashing everything.
But even our celebrities, I try to explain to them Michael Jackson. They're like, what's the big deal? They like Michael Jackson, but they're like, well, he's just another performer. I'm like, no, you don't understand.
No, yeah.
Michael Jackson was the biggest damn thing on the planet. Even Taylor Swift's nowhere near what Michael Jackson was. Mm-hmm. And it was the same with Star Wars. There's basically Star Wars was ahead of everything else in the pop culture pantheon, and everything else was like a very, very distant second, third. And now to just see it in the state it's in, where it's just like another whatever. It's just another science fiction franchise. Whatever. You know?
Yeah, but back then, like a lot of shows and movies became popular because that's where you get pop culture from. Because that there wasn't as many choices, and everybody
Right.
watched the same thing, so it was more limited in what you had. Now it's that stuff's diluted, so you don't get. It's hard for these people to process, the sheer size of what these things were.
Like Star Wars movie came out every 3 years. It was a damn event. When the Phantom Menace even came out, people were so excited to recapture that they were giving people days off from work, and it was on the radio. I remember they were giving people days off from work because they knew so many people were going to skip work to go see this movie because it was Star Wars, and it was like a whole just completely different level. I stood out hours and hours and hours to get tickets, and then I made sure I was the first person at the midnight showing of Phantom Menace, and I was in the front row, and it was
I did
it
the
was the
same,
Phantom
but
Menace,
I did for the re-release, but stood
people
in
just
line
don't get it.
We first ones in line, yeah.
And I don't think they're ever. I mean, that's the thing. I guess what do we want from Star Wars? Because I don't think we will ever be able to recapture that. And I think anybody expecting that is setting themselves up for disappointment.
I don't think anybody does know what they want from Star Wars because it's so all over the place now. But I mean, as far as like a safe bet is to get people back to the theater, the Mandalorian and Grogu was probably a smart choice. I think I would have done it, before now. I wouldn't have waited 7 years. But I think it's a safe bet to push this one first. You don't hear jack shit about the Rey movie anymore. And then Starfighter's next year, and people seem pretty excited about that one too. So
Starfighter, I'm cautiously optimistic.
But so this one, I don't know. I think it's a good idea in the fact that people are attached to it. I think season 3 did a lot of damage to it though.
Yeah.
But it does to me look like kind of like Moana 2 where it was a show first and they just repurposed it into a movie because there's too many when you're seeing the different trailers and you're seeing like, oh look, there's this scene and there's that scene and there's this environment and that environment, it almost seems like there's going to be an awful lot shoved into a quick movie, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that it was originally a show and then they tried to consolidate it down. I don't know how well it's going to work is my concern.
Yeah, and I'm thinking like, are we going to have the Moana 2 situation where it was obviously this was supposed to be a series, and they just cobbled it together as a movie.
I think they're going more for they're trying to target younger audiences and they're trying to target women with this one. If you, in my opinion, I think that's what they're trying to go for. Trying to go, I won't say mass appeal, but they keep saying that there's not enough women. Doesn't cross over into the female audience. I think that's what they're trying for because it's the closest they've got, and they're trying to appeal to people taking their kids. Is what I think.
Yeah, and that's the problem. The problem is, and this is no offense to female Star Wars fans, the problem is Disney has tried so hard to appeal to women that they've actually done so at the expense of keeping their male audience. And the male audience still does make up the majority of Star Wars.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you. I think a lot of guys are going to go see it, but it makes sense. Women usually control the purse strings, and then if it's something that you'll take your kids to, you said one body, you get the dad, the mom, and the kid. You know what I'm saying? You get more people interested, you get more bodies in the theater.
Yeah, like here we even have him in a little rocket powered
You got him back in the little pram again. Even though this part's cute, he's just like, you're not moving fast enough. Okay, fine. And I do like the fact that Grogu's got a little more autonomy in this. He's actually doing stuff on his own, which I like better.
They're going to make him do cute stuff, including eating cookies.
They had to eat the cookie in there. God, he did the thing.
The nuggies.
They
should have nuggies in there. Yeah. So I don't know. Like I said, I mean, at this point, I guess the bigger question, because I do believe that they're going to try to walk some of this shit back with Star Wars. I just don't know if people are going to come back.
I even like the tone of us in this video. You can tell you just don't care. I mean,
I don't care.
I don't care that much either, but I have a little more passion for you. But it's so like when you talk, you're just so, used to be we get like really, passionate about it either way, but you're just kind of like, yeah, I mean, I've been married to him
debated
for years.
whether or not
I
to
can
even
tell. He's just like, yeah, don't care.
I debated whether or not to even do this video. And I mean, you're talking to people that we were super excited. Even we went to Celebration even after The Last Jedi. We were super excited to go to that. Actually, believe it or not, Disney had us come out.
We were there when they unveiled the trailer for the Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, we even got the good seats. They gave we were there, like people don't understand. We were there with Disney that weekend. And we were excited about Galaxy's Edge and all that, and just all that excitement, like, because we were huge Star Wars fans, and Geeky has a character named after her in the expanded universe, RIP. But like, I'm so over it and the fucking drama and the bullshit that Lucasfilm has done.
Well, yeah, like you said, the way they treated fans is a big
yeah. I can't.
And
I
the way
don't
they
think I
treated
can
Luke
get
Skywalker and the and Legacy. The way they have treated Legacy.
And I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can get past it. I'm gonna be honest. Even if they put I'm being real here. Even if they put the best fucking movie out, the best Star Wars movie since Lucas's original 3, which is possible. One of these days, Disney might actually pull that off somehow. Even if they do that, I don't know if I'm coming back. I might be like, oh yeah, it was pretty good. Okay, moving on. Because I'm so checked out that I don't want to be part of the fandom anymore. I don't want to be.
Yeah, for me, if it's original trilogy, I'm interested. If it's Ewoks, I'm interested. But a lot of times I'm just like, I want to buy that. Nah. I used to buy everything, and now I'm just like, eh.
Yeah, you still get excited about Ewoks, yeah. But
I think Grogu's cute. I think the name's stupid, but I think he's cute.
Yeah,
but but I'm just like, I don't know. I don't care anywhere near. If the care scale, I used to be 100. I'm maybe like a 25, 30 now at the most.
I'm about a 10. I mean,
Yeah.
I used to get excited. I'd see certain like Star Wars stuff at the store or whatever. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. I'm sitting here looking like I got a vintage Walker on the shelf over here or whatever, and I just I don't even
That was
give a shit.
because I wanted it.
Yeah, you want? I wasn't even gonna buy it. It was a really good because all
I
the
wanted it.
all the classic, all the vintage stuff just doesn't go for as much as it used to because that's the thing. Disney has what we call, I used to have a term called retro fuck. They basically have they retroactively have fucked up the popularity of the entire franchise. So now even vintage Star Wars stuff is not worth as much as it used to be because the entire,
depends on what it is, but yeah.
But the entire franchise has been tainted with the stench of the Kennedy era of Disney, and you can get this stuff really cheap now. Stuff that used to go for a lot more money, used to deal in Star Wars figures, and it's just it's not selling for what it used to.
Emphasize how much I love Star Wars. Like all the books, read them. I was selling toys in college and collecting stuff. Like my dad and I used to go to the one flea market and just to go looking for Star Wars stuff, and I loved it. I could watch it over and over again. Had posters. I loved Star Wars, and now I'm just like, if I don't see it, I actually feel worse about the fact that I feel that I don't like it now than I actually, like Star Wars. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, what I feel bad about is that it was such a big part of my life and I just don't care now.
Yeah, that's your too. I'm not even sad about it. I'm just like, you know what? There's so many other things out there that, and I think what helps me with it is I realize this is not George Lucas's Star Wars. He was checked out from it. He was angry about it. I'm like, I don't have to feel the little bit bad about it. Like,
but to be fair, though, he was getting shit before he sold it too. So.
He was, and that's probably why. I mean, honestly, maybe we get what we fucking deserve. Maybe the reason we got Disney Star Wars is because we all shit on George Lucas, and this is what we deserve.
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm just saying.
If you were excited to go, that's fine. Like people,
that's fine.
People are allowed to like it. Like you're allowed to like it. You're allowed to not like it. I will be going to see it because I'll be reviewing it. I don't know if I'll be going with anybody else, but I'll be going to see it. But I just don't think I'm not going to make fun of anyone who wants to see it. I get it. I get it. I'm kind of low key sad that I don't feel the same way. Like, but I get it, and I don't think it's right to make fun of people who don't want to see it. I don't think it's right to make fun of people who do want to see it. I'm just like, you're allowed to have your opinion either way. I'm curious to see how the box office turns out for this one.
I don't think it's going to be great. I don't think it's going to be an abject failure, but I don't think it's going to be great. I think we're looking at, they're like, oh, it's going to make, between $600 and $1 billion. I'm like, there's no way in hell. People were a lot more excited about Superman. Superman didn't even make anywhere near that.
I think people are kind of over with Mandalorian and Grogu because we haven't seen it in a while, and season 3 sucked.
Yeah, and season 3.
I think people kind of already moved on. So we'll see what happens. I'll be going to see it to review it. I don't know if I'm moving.
I'll probably wind up going with you. I sat through Tron Ares, so it's like, because I didn't want you to be alone. Now, you're not going to be alone here.
Fine.
Well, I remember we went to go see Solo in the theater, and I remember we knew there was a problem because we're in the theater, we're at like primetime showing, opening day, and we're like, hey, where are all the people for the Star Wars movie? Oh no,
I'm totally fine going by myself. I used to do it all the time. So we'll see what happens. I wish we were more excited either way, or passionate, either angry or for it, but we're just both like, whatever.
We have spent the last 6 or 7 years like having to deal with these Disney Star Wars stands that just everything is fantastic, everything's wonderful. And after a while, it's like, it's kind of like I love Sonic the Hedgehog, but I don't love Sonic the Hedgehog as much as I used to because some of those fans are batshit crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm kind of afraid to even look for Sonic the Hedgehog news because I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to see. And there might be a lot of like furry feet and shit. And I don't know what's going on,
Okay. Well, I'm going to go into it with an open mind and see. But I honestly have no strong feelings either way at this point. It's like I'm kind of numb at this point towards it. But I'll go in and be fair. So anyway, there it is. People seem to be excited. I think if they had led this at the Super Bowl, there would have been a lot less backlash.
But it cost too much because they only had like
they would have seen a clip of it. But
yeah, show some action or something. There we go.
I think it's going to be too much crammed into a movie. We'll see.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.